Hello my friends, welcome to PMP Exam Major Pain Points. Coming to the end of the year, it's likely you are thinking of taking this test at some point. So what I would like to know today is what are the pain points you're facing? If you're facing any pain points, any challenges, you got any questions about any of the knowledge areas, process groups, domains, anything from Agile, anything that has impeded you as you've gotten ready for this exam, I want to know about it and I want to help you answer those questions. So all you need to do is drop a question in the chat. I am here live online right now and I will be answering your question live. So you've got a question, you got a bottleneck, hey, drop it in the chat. Don't be shy. This is for you. So let's get rolling. Put any questions that you may have in there. Just to give you some context, remember that your exam is broken into people, process, and business. Your pain point is going to come from one of those areas. Your exam can also be broken down into knowledge areas. That's right, even in the Agile practice guide, yep, you see knowledge. Yeah, my friends, I know it could be really hard, especially when you see people passing the exam left and right. And you're wondering, when is my time going to come? When am I going to kill this ridiculous thing myself? Yep, trust me, I've been there before, just like you have. I got certified in 2005, so I've been around the block quite a few times. And all I'll tell you is everyone's got their own PMP journey and their PMP race to run. So if you're looking at other people who are doing their stuff and you're feeling bad about it, that's not the way to go, my friend. You got to work out your own PMP journey. So I'm showing up here to help those of you who were in a stuck state just like I was. I didn't have much of a clue about the exam and how things would unfold. It was a bit of a mystery to me. I don't know if you're in that point trying to prepare for this test and everything seems so esoteric, so out there, hard to pin down, hard to kind of grasp where's the PMI coming from. Well, that's exactly how I felt. You know, where are these people coming from? What should I expect? It was kind of a clueless maze. Just walking around and around, looking for solutions, not finding any. Until I actually got into the exam, that's when I got the answers in the exam. But that doesn't have to be your story, right? Because there's so many lessons learned on this channel that you can listen to, you can watch. And if you're clueless about how to prepare for this test, by the time you watch a few of these videos, it'll become very clear that this exam is hard. It's not a cakewalk. It's not an exam where you can bank on like one or two topics and say, oh, this is all I'm going to study. Forget about everything else. I'm going to put all my eggs in the Agile basket, all my eggs in the predictive basket. You'll be amazed. I've had students who've had 70% of the exam being predictive. And I'm talking about in the last 2 months, right? That is their perception of how the exam was. Think about that for a second. What are you going to do if you get a 70% predictive exam? Are you going to be able to roll with it? Or are you going to be stumped? And what happens if you get an exam that feels like it's 90% agile? See, you got to be ready for anything. Crazy things happen on this test, my friends. So anyway, going back to the purpose of today, you got any questions? You got any comments about the exam? You've had any experiences that you want to share? Or you're kind of demystified about the whole thing? You just feel free, put in a chat. Let me know what you want to talk about, and I will answer any questions you have. All right, question. Should I prepare for the exam strictly online, or should I go for an online course where I can learn live, like a Zoom call? Well, the simple answer is, if that works for you, do it. If it doesn't work for you, don't waste money on it. There's no point going for a course that's not going to answer the problem, the need, right? So if you do better studying on your own without a lot of live interaction, and keep doing that. Just stick to your on-demand course. But if you know you learn better in the company of others, I've met a number of students of mine who actually learn great with others. They learn a lot through collaborative learning. They learn a lot from a live instructor. If that's something that is beckoning to you, then you might want to look into it. Everyone has their own learning style. Some folks learn great just listening to audio. Some folks learn great watching video. Not so much audio, but video. And some folks learn best by just reading a book, just sitting down, bolting themselves to a desk and reading a book solid. That's how some folks learn. And for others, it's a potpourri. Some days they learn really great reading. Other days they learn great by audio. Some learn great by video. Some learn great by collaborating. Some learn great by actually getting these templates that the PMI talks about all throughout PMBOK and actually creating those templates. And the light bulb comes on when they do that. So my question is, which one are you? Are you a combination of all of them? Or are you just one of them? You got to know yourself. When you know how best you learn, pursue learning through those avenues. I know some folks have lamented to me after getting certified. They're like, Phil, I'm going for this other certification course and I've been spoiled. All the content and material that you show in so many ways, we've only got an on-demand system and it's boring. It's linear and static. I wish I had your materials, this style of your materials for this new course. And I totally get what they're talking about, because that's why I created the systems I have in place and put so much video out there, so much audio. In fact, if you haven't signed up for the Project Management Audio Digest, the PMP Exam radio show, those are solutions I have all over the web. Just Google them. Project Management Audio Digest. It'll lead you to a 20-hour plus adventure of project management, which you can find on Praizion.com. Or the PMP Exam radio show. Just go over to pmradio.org and sign up. It's totally free, and that's going to help you as you get ready for your PMP exam. PMP Exam radio show. It's right there on your phone. If only you would take advantage of it. Totally free. And then if you are looking for live class solutions that are low cost, low risk, going down to ticker tape on your screen right now, which is hpmexam.com. And that's a boot camp, very short, to get you up to the level you need to be at for your PMP exam. Go on down there, check it out. I want to give a shout out to all those of you who have taken this beast of an exam in the past 365 days and beyond. I'm sure coming to the end of the year, lots of you are glad. Thank goodness I never have to face this thing ever again. In fact, I had some students, they were jubilating. They were going to put their pen box on the bonfire. I said, hey, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I see one of our regular listeners, NC Worker, just walked into the building. NC Worker, how are you? What's going on in your world? And all the other students who've tried to get this exam down pat, I understand. It may have evaded you on the first go-round. Some of you even on the second go-round. Some of you, maybe the PMP exam even evaded you and it seems like 3 strikes and you're out. But you're not out. You're not out. You're still in that game. You know, trust me, I've seen everything from people passing the exam on their 3rd try and 4th try and 5th try. Believe it or not. I had a student who passed the PMP exam on his 8th try. Isn't that wild? 8 times trying to pass this exam. But he didn't give up. He kept pushing, kept on trucking, and he probably can't even remember that he took the exam 8 times. Took it 7 times, fell down, picked himself up each time, went for try number 8, and he is in my PMP exam Hall of Fame. I encourage you, my friends. You might have stumbled a few times on this stupid exam. When I say stupid, don't get me wrong. It just gets me really annoyed when I see someone who's put in all their sweat, all the blood and tears, and still being hit over the head by this test. It really makes me mad. That's what keeps me up. It keeps me up. Someone says, Phil, why does the PMP exam keep you up? I mean, surely they can just go over, take another exam. Oh my, you got no idea how ridiculous the job market is. Without a PMP in your gig bag, my friend, it is hard out there. I'm telling you, the streets have no mercy if you don't have your PMP and you're looking for a project management job. You think about it. You know how many people have PMPs in the world? It's a pretty sobering thought when you think about the amount of PMPs in the world, and you ain't one of them. Think about that. It's sobering, because what chance do you have on a new playing field? It's like you almost got no chance. You got no chance. Have you folks checked out the PMI's project management salary survey that they put out recently? If you take a look at that salary survey, my friends, you'll find that PMPs make a whole lot more than those PMs that are not PMP certified. A whole lot more. It's very sobering. And that's why everyone's clamoring to get the PMP certification. Yep. Everyone wants to get it because they know the value that it brings. Tremendous value. If you haven't seen the PMI salary survey, I'm going to try to show it to you. at some point today. I'm going to try to show it to you, just so that you understand what all the noise is about. In fact, we probably should do that. So let me show you what it's all about. You can see over here on the screen, PMI site. If you scroll down the salary survey page, you can check out this really cool tool. All right, let's click on that tool and let's begin exploring the salary survey in 2021. Let's look for Project Manager 3. Let's look for the United States. And let's go for Cali. We'll just leave it at that. And there you have it. Take a look at that. So the average salary, right? 126,000. On the highest scale of things, 169,000. All right. You add in the bonus, 185,000. See? Now let's see non-PMPs. So non-PMPs, kind of get an idea. And let's see what PMP does. PMP usually does make a difference in the grand scheme of things, you know. And the more you look into this survey, the more it will make sense as far as why you need to get this certification. Let's go a step back to the home page. There's some summary data that you might find interesting here. Let's click on this download. I think they got a high-level report. It's been showing an error for some days. Let's go to the full report. And in the full report, there are all the statistics, all right, from over the years. That's the most current. And you can see what it says here. Switzerland is the highest, followed by the United States. That's the median salary exchange rate for the project management profession. And there's so much data that you can mine from this report to see what the big deal is about, first of all, project management, and then secondly, project management when you got a PMP. And that's what all the fuss is about, right? Being affiliated with this organization that has all of its ducks in a row. That's what all the fuss is about, my friends. So I want to encourage you, if you are really keen on doing this thing, getting certified, keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. There's definitely more benefits that you're going to realize. More benefits than not doing it. Much better to do it than not to. All right, for those of you just coming, over the past number of minutes, I have been taking any questions that you have about the PMP exam. The question I threw out there is, what is stopping you? What is blocking you? And then we got into a discussion about, okay, why PMP? Why do we even care about this thing? Why should anyone be bothered about it? And that's where we are right now. So if you have any questions for me, my friend, I want you to ask, and I'll give you an answer right here, right now. But you got to ask the question first. For those who have passed the exam, again, I applaud you. Keep closing any gaps you found during your exam experience. And when you get into the real world, you'll find that step to be really useful, because when you get into the real world of project management, it's very easy to be plagued by the imposter syndrome. You know, the imposter syndrome that tells you you don't know much, or that questions your authenticity as a PMP. Welcome to the party, my friends. We're here, kicking back, talking about PMP Exam and answering questions. What is making you stuck on this exam journey? You got a question we're going to answer now, and this question is, I'm having a hard time focusing on what to study. That's not a good place to be in. Let's see if we can get you unstuck from that. So right off the bat, this student is working on, the word is memorizing all the processes. Wow. I would not advise you to start off memorizing the processes. What you do need to do is understand the flow of the process groups first. And then when you've understood the flow of the process groups, your next step should be to understand the flow of knowledge areas and the overlap and overlay and iterative nature of planning and executing and monitoring and controlling the knowledge areas, even before you begin trying to memorize anything. It's not memorization. Memorization won't get you far on this exam. What will get you far is an understanding. What are the process groups? How do they flow? What are the knowledge areas? How do they interact? And then, when you understand that level of initiating does need to happen, but planning is also something that is important. And there can be overlap while you are cleaning up acts of initiating, like identifying more stakeholders. You could also be planning. There could be overlap. And at the same time, you could be executing because you're acquiring team members. You're carrying out other pieces of work like lessons learned right off the bat. And the moment you start, of course, you're monitoring and controlling. That's how you need to be thinking about the content. First of all, at the process group level, understand that you close out phases and pieces of the project all the time. You may not even have gotten to the midpoint before you begin closing out stuff that you did in earlier phases. That's just how project management works, and I need you to think of the content like that. Let's take a break from that and let's read what our friend NC Worker chatted in. NC Worker said, I'm busy. I'm doing great. It's good to hear from you. NC Worker says, I'm a certified project manager, not a PMP. It is very challenging. So, NC Worker asks a question, how well does the PMP help you in IT? And how do you obtain 35 hours of project management education? NC Worker, those are all really valid questions. I'd love to answer those questions for you. I'd like to take some time out to address them. So, how does the PMP help you? Period. Let's leave out the IT word for a quick second, right? So how does it help you in general? Does it help you? And the answer is it helps you understand the full gamut, the full dimensions of project management. I am a poster child for the power of the PMP because before I got certified, I thought that project management just meant knowing the SDLC and being able to effectively go through it. But I was wrong. And I was proven wrong in an interview at DHL where I was caught like a deer in the headlights. It was a really pathetic interview because they were asking me questions about straight ahead project management. And I thought it was all about the software development lifecycle. I was clueless. So what the PMP did for me was it corrected my misconceptions about project management, and it helped me see what I had been doing all along in other employments I had. Like at Citigroup, for example, I had no clue I was doing project management, but I was. So it helped me put a very clear definition around project management. It gave me a common lexicon to be able to communicate with other project managers. It gave me context to be able to understand what exactly project management was and what it was not. So that's one thing project management professional certification has done for me. It's given me a clear definition, a clear context of project management. And it's helped me make things repeatable in companies that I have been affiliated with. So I'm going in there not just as someone to do a job, but someone to make some improvements, to increase people's aptitude in project management. See, to help them in their project management, to develop, to grow. That's what the PMP exam has done as far as general project management. Now, when you talk about the world of IT, IT is vast. You're working sometimes in heavy hardware environments, rather product driven, right? And the other times you're working in more heavily software slanted environments. Regardless the sphere of IT you're in, the PMP will help you understand the differences. I'm going to just type in some ideas for you, NC worker. The PMP today, right? I'm talking about today because people like me who got certified 17 years ago, it really didn't do this at the time. But now, this is one of the big things it does. Delineate between agile and predictive project management. It helps you to be sensitive to the importance of hybridization. Okay. 2021 hyper focus on agile is priceless. It's absolutely priceless. I'm telling you, because now the PMPs that are certified in 2021, 2022, they have a deep understanding, a deeper understanding of the concept of agile versus predictive and why neither is a bad choice. They're both good, they're both valid, but it'll help you know when. Also, sensitivity to the Agile Manifesto, the 12 principles of project management from the PMI. These are things that just serve as a beacon and a guiding light to anyone who's really gone through the process properly at the hands of a great coach. They will know these things. Like if you ask any of my students who've been through my project management masterclass, this is stuff that they know inside out. I was just speaking to a student who has graduated my class, now PMP, and this individual has currently four offers of employment, because they know their stuff so well that in some of the interviews they're saying, my goodness, who is your coach? How did you learn all this stuff? And they're chomping at the bit to hire my student because this is what they bring to the table. Now, beyond the content, let's talk about the with him. What's in it for me? What's in it for me as a professional? Well, you have a better chance of getting job offers. If you're like Phil, like me, my salary increase after getting certified within a few months, not 3, not 30, 300% increase. 300. How would I have done that without the PMP? How would I have done that? So I'm telling you, all the jobs I've done, whether it was working in an environmental engineering firm as a project controller, or whether it was working as a project planning and control analyst for an aerospace company, or working as a program manager in that same aerospace company in IT effectiveness that was heavy software, I'm telling you, the PMP will get you ahead if you know what the certification is all about. It's one thing to have a certificate stamp. It's another thing to have really gone through the process and let the content go through you. If you have let the content go through you, you'll be unstoppable in this industry. You'll be in high demand. Okay? So I hope this kind of addresses the first concern, NC worker, and you can let me know if this addressed your immediate concern. Okay, as far as the 35 contact hours, NC worker, I want you to go on down to our site. It's Praizion.com. If you go to Praizion.com, you'll find a number of solutions, but the one you want to look for, and I'm just going to put this on the screen, just go on down there and look for the PMP Exam Masterclass right there. We're starting January 7th. So you can also get there by projectmanagementmasterclass.com, and that will take you straight to where you can sign up for training and coaching with us starting 2023. Okay, and there's all the information. There's a lot of content in this course, but it's broken down in a very digestible manner. And coming on this program, you got a coach for life. You got someone in your corner that will always be available to help you navigate the terrain. All right. Thanks for the question. And that's how you get your 35 hours. It's a very engaging course. When you're done, take a mock exam. You get your hours of completion. Tested and tried method works all the time. All right. Thank you very much. And I see Mr. Bell just came into the building. Definitely one of my favorite questions today, because the construction industry is where I have my roots. Bachelor's in civil engineering, master's in construction information technology. And anyone from that industry is my buddy. So Mr. Bell says, being in the construction industry, what would be the best PMI certification to obtain? That's a brilliant question. Why don't we put that question on the screen so that everyone can see it? So first of all, Mr. Bell, the PMP is the number one, okay? I cannot count how many companies from the construction realm, the AEC realm, have asked me to train their people. I mean, the Army Corps of Engineers is a great example, right? Because they're very heavily into construction, the Department of Transport. They also brought me in to train their people and get a bunch of them certified. So PMP is definitely, in my mind, the first one you should look at. That's your question on the screen. Let's make these a bit smaller. Focus on your question. After you get PMP certified, Mr. Bell, you'll be more sensitized to the whole agile, predictive, hybrid movement. And when it pops up on the radar, because it will, trust me, it will pop up at some point in your workplace. When it pops up, you'll be better able to speak to it and advise how to incorporate it. Like right now, one of the companies I'm coaching and training, they're into the world of AEC and looking to incorporate agile methods and agile principles and ideas, and they're doing a really brilliant job. And it's hidden like wildfire, different companies. In fact, I'm gonna send you a few additional links in PMI's certification domain. So why don't we do this together, Mr. Bell? Why don't you go on down, follow me as I go to pmi.org. Let's go to pmi.org right now, and let's look under certifications. There's a few I want to show you here. You see where we've got these micro credentials? Let's just click on view all micro credentials. I want to show you some of the micro credentials from PMI that may tickle your fancy. All right, now if you scroll down, all the way down, you're going to find some of my favorites from PMI. These are certifications I actually would love to do as soon as I'm able, right? Because it does take some time dedication, okay? So right over here, we've got the Built Environment Project Communication Pro. This course and exam focus on the power of effective communication and how to improve on this skill, specifically in a construction environment. So let's click on that. Let's explore it together a little bit more. So you know, being in this field, that communication is so important. It has to travel fast, even though we say it's not agile. Yeah, it's not agile, but just being able to communicate rapidly is so important. I'm going to put this in the chat, Mr. Bell. You're absolutely welcome. Let me put this in the chat. And you can see it's a micro credential. It's not very expensive. It's $199. But on top of PMP, you can see what it says. Today's large engineering and construction projects are incredibly complex, raising the requirements for effective communication across stakeholder groups. Build Environment Project Communication Pro is a course and micro-credential bundle specifically designed to help you unlock the power of effective communication in our favorite place. You know, it's a different beast in this world. It's a different beast. And it gives you a breakdown about how the world is relying on construction professionals and organizations more than ever before, with a $3.5 trillion in global economic infrastructure investment. Of course, we need to be on our A game in the world of communication within construction. So that's a cool one I would recommend looking into. But wait, there's more. There's actually a lot more. There's the Built Environment Performance and Materials Management Pro. It's a Built Environment Technology and Innovation Pro. That's another one I'd like to hit. And then you've got the Value Stream Management Micro-Credential, which is good for anyone into manufacturing, heavy process environment, and so on. That's under PMI's DA Micro-Credential set. So, I mean, there's so many things you could study with PMI right now. And this is why PMI is one of my favorite project management organizations. It's because they're always trying to add a little bit more for everyone. Let me show you one more piece of interest here. So if you go to the standards and publications here, you'll find that the PMI has an addendum to the PMBOK guide for those in the world of construction. It might be a little bit of a search, but if you look hard enough, you'll find some of PMI standards have a slant towards certain industries. They got practice guides, they got standards. It might be a little bit of a search, but let me see if I can find that addendum. The addendum to the PMBOK guide for construction. It might be a little bit old, so it's possible that it's not right out there. There it is. Construction extension to the PMBOK guide. I think they've even updated it. So let me put this in the chat for you. So Mr. Bell says, is that a specific exam? So that's a micro-credential. Yeah, it's a micro-credential. As far as construction as a whole, I think this is about the best you'd get for an all-inclusive construction PMI document. But it's actually an interesting read. The previous editions I've had the opportunity of looking at. As far as outside of the PMI, I would recommend the leanconstruction.org site. It's called the Lean Construction Institute. Now we're going outside of PMI, so this is not PMI, but being a construction professional, you might find some additional value from going to that site and seeing the content and what they have to offer. What I like is that it bridges a lot of the mindsets of lean with construction. And you know that lean is like a forefather of Agile. So this is still in vein with what PMI is looking to do, which is educate, elevate, take people to that next level. So in my mind, it's a complementary organization, if you will. Okay. Well, thank you for the question. I hope that gave you some insight. But to keep the direction focused, Mr. Bell, I would say go on down to pmi.org and hit the PMP. That would definitely be a good one to do. And then when you get done with your PMP, all those other certifications that I showed you that are micro-credentials, so to find those, just go on to micro-credentials, view all micro-credentials, and you can find all of those PMI little tinier, not as expensive micro-credentials. So $199 for members, $299 for non-members. But, you know, definitely a great run for your time and money. All right. Did that answer your question? Let me know. All right. All right, we've got a few minutes before the show ends for today, but I wanted to speak to the student who was not clear on what to study. And part of what to study is just, again, the people, process, business. As far as the 49 processes and cramming that, it's not really the best use of your time, buddy. I would say spend time knowing the flows between process groups and knowledge areas, and then you get to the process level. Okay, I feel a lot of folks getting ready for this exam, unfortunately, they had a less than ideal foundation. Okay. And I want to encourage you, all of our friends on the call, Mr. Bell, NC Worker, and all our other friends who came through, you might want to sign up for my free course. It's currently free. If you take advantage today, like now, you can get into this course for free. It's $0. And this course is going to help you understand what the PMP exam is all about. It's free, absolutely zero. Let me put this in the chat. I want you to hit that link. Hit the link like success depends on it, because maybe it does. Hit that link and it's going to take you to my free course. It's free and there's no catch. $0. Some people say, Phil, but why are you giving away a full-blown like primer that you could charge for free? It's free now. It won't be free forever though. So jump on it while you can. It's on Udemy. It's totally free. And that's it. But it will not be free forever. So for anyone who is struggling with their PMP prep, maybe you've even already taken a full-on project management course. Yes, maybe you have. But I'm telling you, this course, it covers stuff that your course did not. It covers stuff that your course did not. And it's very short. It's only 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours. But it's power-packed. It's got really robust course content. Like if you scroll down, you see what I've got here. I've got an introduction to project management and Agile. I've got a breakdown of the knowledge areas, not in a threatening way, very accessible, just 33 minutes. And then I've got an Agile primer, right? Got a little Agile primer for about 9 minutes, and then we go into a little bit more Agile for about 50 minutes. And I'm telling you, in this, you're going to learn stuff that your course didn't teach you. Trust me. I hear that all the time. People saying, Phil, I didn't get that in my course I paid money for. How come you're giving me this for free? And then towards the bottom, you can see I've got this Agile mindset and practice quizzes. So I've got quizzes with 9 questions in there. I've got some additional quiz questions up here. 4 questions, 1 question there, 3 questions. So I've got questions sprinkled all throughout the knowledge areas. And I've actually got an opener quiz, right? The introduction to project management, 10 questions. I'm telling you, by the time you're done, you would have learned so much in 1.5 hours from me for free. $0. All right. So look in the chat. Would highly advise that you sign up. It's free right now. Like I said, it's not going to be free forever, but it's free right now. It's a great way for you to begin the foundation and probably begin to compare, what I do in my real world of project management, how does it measure up to what is in this exam? So I highly advise it. All right. So going down, links in the chat. It's totally free right now. udemy.com/course/PMP layman. And let me know when you're done. I would really love to know how you found it. I try to make it as simple as possible, straightforward as possible, lightweight. But I'm telling you, the value in this course, I could probably ask you at least 3/4 of, or let me say, I could probably ask you 1/4 easily of the PMP exam content based on these videos. So it's just 1 hour, but in my mind, it has at least 1/4 of the content that your exam will have. It's jam-packed, really jam-packed. All right, just time stamping here. The time is 7:50 a.m. on the East Coast. For me, speaking to you from across the pond, it's 10 minutes to 1 on the 22nd of December, 2022. It's a crazy date right there. It's 12/22/22, 122222. We've only got about 9 days left for those of you who had the PMP exam success in your crosshairs, and it's absolutely okay because I know you're going to do it. You know, I have a student who's gearing up for a big finish for the ACP exam. He ain't told me, but I know he's doing it. You know, this student of mine, he knows who he is. He likes taking the exam in a covert way, so he doesn't tell anyone until he does it. That's what he did for his PMP. That's probably what he's going to do for his ACP. But I got my eye on him. I'm guessing he's going to do it on the 28th of December. And I've got a load of other students who have just unceremoniously put everything on the back burner and said, Phil, I got a new job. I'm like, new job? They're like, yeah, Christmas present wrapping, cooking. And I totally understand this festive period. It kind of takes the wind out of a lot of you. And I know the boat you were sailing on is now just stagnant. There's ain't no wind blowing that boat. You're just stay in the middle of the lake until the holidays are past, and then you can start again. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Family, tradition, celebration, it's all part of life. It's an important part of it. So it's okay if you need to hang up your efforts for a few seconds, but not for weeks on end. You see, this is a mistake some folks make when it comes to the holidays. They just leave PMP for like 2 weeks, and it's like going on a cheat day for like a whole half a month. No, don't do that, because you're going to come back sluggish and bloated, and you're not going to find your mojo very easily. In fact, some students have to go through a total PMP reconstruction when they come back from vacation or they come back from holidays. No, I don't want that to be the case. So you know what I would recommend? Right here on the screen, it says PMP Exam Radio Show. You need to go on down to pmradio.org, and you need to subscribe to my free podcast. My podcast is going to keep you in check, going to keep you in that rhythm, going to keep that PMP exam in your crosshairs. For those of you just come in, we're just chilling back, talking about the PMP exam and any pain points you might have, and I'm answering those pain points. For many of you, your pain points would be eradicated if you took my free course right now. Going down to that link. It's udemy.com/course/PMP layman. Go on down there, sign up. It's free right now. Absolutely free. And I tell you, this course will take you to levels paid courses don't. Because I am rooting you firm into the dogma of PMI without hassle. It's very straightforward, lightweight, full of content, my friends. All right, so that's what I would recommend for today. If there are no further questions, I'm going to be jumping off here in a little bit. All right, it's your buddy Phil here, signing off from the PMP Exam Impediment Review, hosted by the PMP Exam Radio Show, pmradio.org. If you're getting ready for your PMP exam and you feel like you need help, you need someone to handhold, guide you through the crazy railroad, just like Harriet did. Hey, maybe I could wear the Harriet hat for a few months to help you get out of this crazy maze, huh? Maybe I can help someone. If that sounds like you, if you are looking for a tour guide, for someone to take you through the crazy maze, go on down, my friends, to projectmanagementmasterclass.com. You'll be able to sign up for our next course, which starts in 2023. Just go on down to projectmanagementmasterclass.com, hit that button, and let's see on the 7th of January 2023. If I don't see you before then, I wish you all a wonderful Christmas celebration. If you do celebrate, Happy New Year. And I'll see you in 2023. Be safe.